Hi there YouTube, Extreme Trains here. So in this video we're taking a look at something which I didn't think I was going to be able to review, given that the series didn't seem to be existing in Australia, but I finally got my hands on the more recent, or the original 2021 series of the Thomas minis. That includes this here, which is the metallic Percy. Now I'm not 100% sure if I've managed to get all of them because it's very difficult to cross-check the checklists, and I kind of bought these on a whim when I saw a unopened box of them at a Big W in my area. So I went back the next day after I got Percy and went and bought the rest of them. But it was very difficult to work out if I've actually collected them all. So we're all going to be going on a journey to have a look at this very, very delayed release of Thomas & Friends mini toys. So what are we waiting for? Let's do it. Take a look at these. Let's take a look at the packaging. So you can see again, very similar to the previous Series 23, this blah 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 on the back, and then if we open it up, we get our little brochure. Again, I'd love to know, like, again, we've got full waves in here. So you can see this is what we get in the series. There's a breakfast theme, slime, fantasy. There's some new classic engines. We've got the metallic Percy, we've got pets, and then we all like animals, and then we also have a camping theme. So the quick disclaimer is, despite this being a new box, I couldn't find Breakfast Percy in the box or the Fantasy Yongbao. So if I find them in the future, I will absolutely do a follow-up video. But it was just weird because I haven't seen Series 23 around really at all. I've seen one or two boxes that had like 1 or 2 engines in them, and I was like, I'm not going through the trauma of trying to find them. But when I found this brand new unopened box on the shelf that had obviously just been unpacked, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a crack and pick these up finally. But yeah, for some reason it was missing those two. Don't know, maybe they fell out in packaging or who knows. But yeah, I will keep my eyes out for those. We'll talk about them on the brochure when we get there. But the first one, and the one I wanted the most, is the elusive metallic Percy. And the reason for this is, my understanding is there's only one of him in every box, whereas there's 2 of all the other engines, which is why it's even weirder that I couldn't find those guys. But anyway, so you can see here, this is Percy. Yeah, it's really nice. The gold engines are great. You can see it's with the updated design with the extra riveting. So we've got the gold, oh sorry, not the gold, the metallic finish. We've got Percy number 6, although sadly, again, mine had a scratch coming out of the box, which makes me a little bit sad. We've got the glitter wheels, which look great. And then we have the glitter running plate, which also looks awesome. Very, very happy to have that. I have James is currently in storage, but I do have Thomas here for a quick little comparison, and you can see these look great together, and you can see we've got Thomas number 1, Percy number 6. So awesome to see the series continue. Interesting choice them to split it across the different series, but it is what it is. Now, I'm not going to be reviewing the classic engines in this review because I already reviewed them from the Advent calendar, so have a look at my Advent calendar review from last year to see them. Now, let's take a look at the engines in front of me. We're going to start with the slime ones, which were personally the ones I was most excited for. So if you take a look at James, and the reason I was most excited for them is because I love the transparent stuff they do. So you can see here we've got a transparent yellow James, and then we've got the details printed over the top. So yeah, this looks kind of okay. I don't know if it looks like slime or if it looks like he's like being dissolved by acid. I love the face. I think I love it when they do the faces. I think if you look at it really closely, you can see the kind of mold lines for the smile. But I think they've done a good job of doing like a shocked face. So yeah, this one's interesting, but it's not as nice as I was hoping. Look, now we've got Slime Ashima here, and again, same thing. She's kind of that greeny color, that highlighter green. Again, the face with the slime on it. I like that it's got a bit of a different expression. Again, yeah, it looks good, but still not as exciting as I was hoping. We've got Slime Dash. I actually don't know which one it is. One of the logging twins. Again, I like the different face. I think that's great. I think this face is particularly appropriate for these engines. We've got the purple slime this time, which again is fine. I think it's because the wheels. I think that's what's throwing me off about these ones, is like the wheels are normal colored. So it kind of doesn't seem to fit with the rest of them. And the last one we've got here is the slime troublesome truck. You can see here you've got all the other colors of the other engines. And again, I just thought the whole like yellow troublesome truck thing was such a weird choice from Mattel with these minis and Brendan-based shipping company. Like literally these trucks aren't even in the show. And if they are, they're in there so briefly that it's not important. But yeah, again, I like what they've done here. I think this is probably the best one, but again, it's just weird because the undercarriage is normal. I think it's obviously a very unrealistic theme, so I feel like they should have gone a little bit harder and given us some transparent wheels, for example. The next ones are the fantasy engine. So first one we've got here is Millie. This is beautiful. I love this. I'm already predicting this is probably going to be my favorite one from the wave. There's the coloring, all the glitter in all the plastic looks so awesome. I love that, you know, we've got the magic tail, and then we come to this dun dun dun. This absolutely trauma face. I hope the person who designed this at Mattel had nightmares. Why? Why did they do this? Why didn't they just keep it, have a normal Millie face? And if you want to put the hair on it, like, go for the hair. But why did they try and make it a horse face? Like, that's demonic. Take the face away, and this is beautiful. And then you have that. So sad. So sad. We now have Dragon Belle, I think this is. I don't think it's Rosie. Or is it Rosie? Oh. I should know this, shouldn't I? I think it's Rosie because she's got the side tank. Sorry, I get confused because they both have like the core bunkers like that. So this is Rosie. Again, good choice for the red. She's a dragon. And this one is, I don't love it as much. There is, I think, a bit of glitter. Yeah, there's a bit of glitter in the wheels. But again, these faces, like, this is just, that's a no from me. And then we have Gator here, who is, I guess, meant to be Bigfoot or something. This one is okay because it kind of still looks like Gator, but again, was this necessary? I don't know. Holding on for ice cream, sure. And then this is again one of the weird ones where it's like he's meant to be Bigfoot, but then also like there's a mountain range behind him. So it's like, are you Bigfoot or are you the mountain range? And the answer is both. I do like the clear stuff and the glitter on the bottom though. So yeah, those ones, it's weird. But if you thought that was weird, let me show you the pets. So yep. This is Salty. You're welcome. That is going to stay in your dreams forever. Yeah. Oh, it's Bert. Pranked. Sorry, Salty is even more demonic. So this is Bert as a dog. As a pug, I assume. Fire hydrant, so he can wheel on it. I mean, that's funny, I guess. But yeah, this is demonic. That's all I'm going to say about that. Another demonic one, a cat. We have one of the Clay Pit twins as a cat. I'm not sure if it's Bill or Ben because I can't see any name on the side. And we don't have the names on the bottom anymore either. Yeah, a cat with a mouse on it. Trauma. Now we have Salty. My apologies. So this is Salty. Salty the... What is he? Like a Shabu dog? Like the one that is in the meme, the Doge meme? Is it this dog? I don't know. If it is the Doge meme, that's like Galaxy Brain humor from Mattel. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is supposed to be here, this blue blob of paint, or that's like a mistake on my copy. Unclear. Very unclear what's going on there, as my camera was just doing when it stopped focusing. But yeah, this one's weird also. That face is just... Like, to be clear, they're like good animal faces, but they make no sense on a train. Like, it just... Yeah, and then we have another cat. We have a cat Henry. He's like a ginger spotty cat. Cool and normal. Cool and normal. So we're just gonna, that's a bit weird. Now we come to the breakfast engines. So now we've got Thomas here, who is, I love again, the tongue sticking out. This is great. He's PB&J, which is the thing that's super insanely American. Oh, and bacon too. You don't have peanut butter and jelly. We don't call it jelly, it's called jam. We definitely don't have that in Australia. I've tried it, like, making it myself, and I didn't really think it was that great. I've also tried the pre-made stuff. Didn't think that was that great either. American food is weird. But yeah, so you can see here we've got the really nice shiny wheels, which I am a sucker for, as well as the clear Thomas, which I think is a nice touch. So this one's odd, but I can get around it. We have Duck making an appearance in Thomas Minis. We've got Breakfast Duck, again here, love the tongue out. He is some waffles, which I think is nice. Yeah, this one is okay. It's still weird. But you know, it is what it is. We've got Duck there. And then we have Fruit Loops Harold, without saying Fruit Loops because that would be branding. Yeah, interesting. And again, clear is interesting. I haven't seen clear very often in the Thomas Minis line. So I kind of like the clear. Harold's always been a weird one because he's got these giant ugly wheels. The propeller on him, this version, is very stiff for some reason. But yeah, that is that, I suppose. So that's the breakfast one. We'll quickly now look at the ones that I don't have. So if we turn over, we can see there is a fruit juice Percy, like an orange juice Percy. He actually looks quite interesting, not only because he has a little mustache of juice, but also because he's clear. So I think he would be an interesting one. And then, yeah, here's the Yong Bao as an eagle thing. An eagle tiger. Tiger eagle. Again, the trauma face. So maybe I'm glad I don't have that one. So that brings us to the last series that is in this wave, and it's camping and prepare for even more weirdness. So again, Victor is a bear. This one I think is less, gives me less yikes vibes, although those eyes are going to stare into your soul for literally ever. But yeah, for some reason this just perturbs me less than the other ones, but yeah, the printing is kind of weird, like this weird grey printing, like he's meant to be a beaver, I think, or a bear. A bear? I think he's meant to be a bear. It doesn't work, like it's obviously that colour's probably supposed to be the same as the actual brown, but yes, and then why does a bear have these coloured wheels? And again, he's the bear, but then he's also a picture of a bear. Doesn't make any sense. Does not make any sense. We've got Annie, I believe. Yes, Annie here as a log cabin. See this? Clever. I like it. Makes sense. It's good. I like this one. Yeah, I think this one's great. And you've got a little spot for a little chimney. Yeah, so this is one where I'm like, this is the idea executed correctly. It actually makes sense the way they've done this. So I can get behind this one. I like it. More weirdness. Here we go. We have, this is the beaver one. This is Beaver Edward. Again, I think this is meant to be like painted water, but it looks like it's been misprinted, but I don't think it has, looking at some of the online pictures, what it's supposed to look like. It is just the way the print comes out. The quality is just not there. It does not look right at all. And again, he's meant to be a beaver, but then there's a picture. Like, I don't get it. It's very weird. And why does he have coloured wheels? He's a beaver. I'm confused. Last but not least, or maybe least, depending on your opinion, we have Camping Shane. So he's meant to be a waterfall, a river, I think. Like his face is the mountain. That's why it's grey. And then there's water coming off his head. And so there's a moose and a beaver and a bunny in the rowing boat. And then we have a raccoon doing and a bear, or another beaver, I'm not sure, a raccoon doing some fishing. Yeah. So, originally I was getting quite upset that this series hadn't released in Australia. And now that I've collected them, I feel like I've wasted the, $50 or so I spent buying all these engines, because this is probably one of, at least in my opinion, weirdest and worst Thomas Minis waves ever. And we're at Series 23, like we've had a lot of waves of Minis, but these themes are just weird. The faces in particular are just, yeah, it's just weird. I have not had a particular liking for the weird faces, as we've gone throughout this series, but this series really just threw me. Like these animal ones where it's like literally a dog. It's not like Bert with dog ears. It's actually just the face of a dog. That's weird. That's a no for me. I don't understand. It's giving me like truck dog energy, but not even that. Yeah. Weird, and I don't understand it, and I don't like it. So pretty much that means most of these engines go, and it's really disappointing too, because I think from like a coloring perspective, Millie is my absolute favorite, but the face just absolutely wrecks it for me. That's out of my nightmares. These two I think are definitely my favorite. Obviously the Percy was the one I really wanted to get, and then I quite like, surprisingly, this Breakfast Thomas. I think it's a fun face, an interesting idea, especially Thomas comes to breakfast vibes, I think it makes sense for Thomas to be in that theme. I was really hoping I was gonna like these slime engines, but they're just not doing it for me, and I don't really know why. It's just something about it. Yeah, it's not doing it for me. And then other honorable mention is the Annie, because I just think, again, it's a great example of how to use the Minis concept to do something which actually makes sense for the character you've picked to go in the series. Yeah, overall, pretty disappointing wave of Minis. I wouldn't recommend picking them up unless you are like an absolute completionist, noting that they have been out in most other countries for all of last year, given they were meant to be the 2021 series. The highlights of this are absolutely the repaints of the classic engines. So, for example, I accidentally got an extra Flying Scotsman, and he's great. I really like him, even though he's just a Gordon repaint. I think he looks cool. Yeah. Stick to that, and the the metallic Percy. Otherwise, the rest can they can be exited stage right. As always though, I could be totally incorrect. I can't wait to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. That's all we've got time for. This is Extreme Trains.